Hello and welcome to the Mac Basement. Today I'm going to walk you through my first experience using a process called Retr0bright, which is a way to brighten yellowed plastic in older computers. Alright, it is time to begin my Retr0bright experiment. I've got all my materials here. I've got a blender, I've got the peroxide, I've got glycerin, I've got some xanthan gum in the back there. That's what makes it into a gel so I can paste it on. I've got OxyClean, which is what activates it. I've got my safety equipment in the front there, some goggles and some rubber gloves, a paintbrush, measuring cups, saran wrap, which is very important, and then my UV light, my LED UV light. And then over here I've got my magical Retr0bright box. Got this idea from YouTube. You basically take a plastic bin, you fill it with tin foil so the light reflects, put a top on it, cover it over. Keeps the UV light at bay and also theoretically would increase the speed a little bit by reflecting it around. Got my gloves on, like all the YouTube videos say, even though the people in the YouTube videos don't actually wear gloves. I don't want myself to get burned, so I'm just gonna wear gloves. I'm gonna start by putting the peroxide in. I cut the recipe in half because I just want to test a little bit. I don't know how much this will make, so I'm gonna do 250 milliliters of the peroxide. So take that, pour it into a blender. It looks like water, but it is not water. And I need a teaspoon of xanthan gum, which I think I can take a blood off of that. These cool Betty Crocker measuring spoons that I got at the dollar store. And I'll blend those guys together. That looks like a yucky foam. Ew, that looks so horrible. Look at that. Blech. And then I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of glycerin. This is vegetable glycerin that I got from good old Amazon. Glycerin is what you use to make soap and cosmetics because it's like a smooth substance. Alright, so I am now going to dissolve some of the oxy in. So I'm going to get a little bit of hot water and dissolve the oxy in the, and I'm supposed to get 1/8 of a teaspoon of OxyClean. At this rate, this OxyClean will last me until I'm dead, probably. I'll stir it up. Get it to dissolve here. We're getting there. Stir, stir, stir. And then what we're going to do is pour it into this cool air and light type jar that I made out of a mason jar with tin foil on it, ooh fancy, and duct tape to keep it together. Let's pour this in. Yummy. Foamy. Gooey. Do not eat this. It kind of, in some universe, looks like egg whites. It's slimy. For sure. Actually, let's rephrase it. It looks like snot. That's what it looks like too. Alright. So we'll start with this EDB mouse shell, Apple Desktop Bus 2 mouse. So you can see it's a little bit yellow there. It's supposed to be that color, which is kind of, it's what Apple called platinum gray. So it's like a beige sort of color. It's not quite as orangey as beige is. It's more of a gray, but that's how it's yellow. That's what it's supposed to look like. So we're just going to paint the whole thing and see what we get. I'm going to start by using what's left in here. I'm going to try. I'm literally going to paint it on. That's what you do with this stuff. You paint it on That's why you make it into a gel, because then it's easy to paint. So the way they used to do this originally when they figured it out was they just did it in the liquid peroxide. So you would stick it in hydrogen peroxide and just leave it under a UV light or out in the sun for a while. Just try and squeeze it around. We'll see. Again, this is the first try, so I might have some sort of, I might not have the best results in terms of distribution, but we'll see. Alright, so that's mouse number 1. Keyboard, mouse, oopie-doo, key. Again, this looks like an oven, but it's just a box. It's not going to be any ovening happening here. I'm going to put a reflective cover on it. Give it a look. Ready? It's super cool. Ooh. See my pieces? You can kind of see the keyboard there. And now we wait for hours. I'm going to set a timer for like 2 hours, and then I'm going to go check on one of them. Alright, it's been about 2.5 hours since I put the pieces in my little UV oven here. So let's take a look at them and see how they're doing. So UV light's still working. Set that over there, get it out of the way. Open these up and see what we have. So I'm seeing a lot of improvement. Let's take a look at this ADB2 mouse. I mean, look, that was pretty yellow. I don't know if you can see it super well, but if we look at the edge here, it's still a little darker on the button there, but if you look at this top part, this is the original color. It's getting close. A more interesting example actually is this key though. I half covered this key. You can see on the right, it's definitely brighter than on the left, which is really cool. Let's make sure that's... And I think this Microsoft mouse is also significantly less yellow than it was. Really, really cool. Give them another few hours. This is definitely brighter. I mean, I can take this out. Watch this. I'll take this out. We'll compare it to the keys that it was with. Look at that. Look at how much brighter that is. This was the same exact color as those keys. Craziness. Alright, it's been a little over 4 hours here of retro-brighting, so let's take a look and see what we have. Light still works. That's good. Ooh, these are looking nice. Let's look at my keyboard key. Oh, wow. Look at that. That is pretty good. We're not there yet. We're still definitely yellowed. Give it more time. But wow, look at these. Oh, that is getting very close to being restored. Wow. All right, let's look at this keyboard. That's looking pretty good as well. Make sure I don't have a bubble there. Almost, the keyboard's actually almost done. Maybe a little bit more time on that. But I mean, you look at the, if you look at the key and the keyboard, let's hold these up. The keyboard used to be that color. I don't know if you can really see it. The keyboard used to be that color. Craziness. And this Microsoft mouse. Ooh. Looking good. I have a brand new Microsoft mouse in a box that I can compare it to see how close I get. But it looks like the label's still intact. So a little bit more time, and this yellow ADB mouse. That might be done? I'm not sure. We're definitely getting close. Oh. Not quite on the side there. A little bit more. Maybe another hour. And then I can really look at this stuff. Cool. Alright, I think we're finally done. It's been a while. Shut this guy off here. Open it up. Ooh, look at those. Take them out. It smells a little interesting. I mean, it still looks pretty good though. It may not be perfect, but it is pretty close. I'm gonna let the Microsoft mouse sit for a little bit longer. The rest of this though looks pretty good. Alright, let's take these out, we'll wash them. Let's see what we got here. Take off this saran wrap. Get them all gross. Yeah. Just put them in the sink. They're definitely whiter than they were, that's for sure. And then we'll get the water started. Nicely washed. Using a spray here with some hot water to get all the gunk out. So that's the old keyboard. Even if the white balance is off on this camera, you can tell it's yellow. Whitened. Look at that. That is crazy. And if we look at the back of the keyboard, it has most of the original coloring to it. It's actually a little discolored, but not too bad. Look at how close that is. Compared to the feet, which are a little yellowed. Absolutely amazing. Look at how hideous these keys are. These need to be done next. Let's look at this Apple mouse, this ADB mouse. I don't know if you can see it, but what a difference that makes. That is insanely different. Same with this Apple Desktop Bus Mouse 2, which wasn't that yellow, but when you look at it compared, it was apparently more yellow than it seemed. And the neat thing about that is that I have a brand new one, unopened, and they look very similar. Not perfect, but very similar. Wow. So this is what I cleaned. It's almost the same color on both sides. This is the original mouse case right here. If I can get it back together, there we go. Lay this on it. You can see, maybe if I get into this light, see the difference. Look at that. That's insane. this is what it used to look like. Obviously, very different, very yellow. And just for fun, I have a brand new, unopened Microsoft mouse. Now look at that. Almost exactly 100% restored. Pretty cool coming from that. And of course, my little key. Bring it to the light over here, or the darkness. See the difference there? You can see it's the same color as these other keys. Horrible. But it's also the same color as the casing, which looks beautiful. So it's true, folks. Retr0bright does work. There's this guy. There's these guys. There's that guy. There's that guy. And I've got so many keyboards and mice that it's crazy. Got this. Another one of these Microsoft mice. It's like pink. An original Apple mouse. It's way more beige than it's supposed to be. And some other Macs.